Hello all, Old Geek here, and this is going to be a relatively short video, at least I think it is, because I'm running a game of Call of Cthulhu tonight. Today's Monday. Monday is my regular face-to-face gaming night. I'm running Call of Cthulhu, and it should most likely be the end part to an adventure I'm running for my face-to-face group. But last week, one of the characters had a nasty incident, which has left that character in a hospital bed. And I want the player to be able to take part tonight. So I'm going to create him a new character for the purpose of just taking part in tonight's session, the big finale. Right, it's a modern day scenario. The rest of the party are all FBI agents. But I want to be able to bring in a character organically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an eager reporter type who's got wind of what's going on. I think that would be ideal. I think it's pretty simple to bring this sort of character into the scenario, and I think it will make it fun to play. So here we go. I've got the modern era investigator auto calc character sheet up, and we're just going to go through creating the characteristics. First things first, you have 3d6, and you need to roll for strength, constitution, dexterity, appearance, and willpower. And they're done at 3d6 multiplied by 5 to give percentages. In the book, it says to roll them in order. For the purpose of this adventure, I'm going to arrange them to fit the idea of a journalist. So it's up to you how you do it. It really doesn't matter. So here we go. Do apologise if I do make a few whacking noises on the microphone, because I am moving around, so there might be some background thumping. That's not great, is it? So far, I've rolled a 9 and an 8 so far, so 45 and 40. Dexterity. Oh, that's better. That's better. It's a 13. Appearance. Okay, right, that was a 4. And willpower. Very average. Very average. There we go. So those 5 stats give the idea of being a small, quite wiry reporter who really is quite repulsive to look at. I'll let the player decide what the reason for that is. Now, size, education, and intelligence are done on 2d6 plus 6. I'll do the same. I could rearrange them, like I said I would, but no, I think 45, 40, 65, 20, 55. I think that fits the idea of a reporter. So that's perfectly playable. I'll only rearrange if it feels things are wrong. But 2d6 plus 6, I've just rolled an 8, plus 6, 14, and that makes 70 for size. And there's another 8. The dice are getting better now. And there's a 7. So that's, again, absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Decent education, good level of intelligence. But I'm seeing this person as being maybe a little overweight. Maybe a bit of an armchair detective reporter type who fancies themselves getting involved. It's up to the player, though, because I will leave that's a decision up to the player. I mean, the player. I'm not doxing you, Mike, but it's Mike. It's Mike. Occupation is reporter. Let's say age 27. Now, something you do have to do, age 27, you make an education roll. and if you fail it, you get a bonus. That's a percentage. I've rolled 14. See there, education is 70. It's a pass, so no bonus to education. You only gain the bonus if you fail. That means you've learned something new. Hit points. Right, this is the auto calculation happening. Hit points are worked out as constitution plus size divided by 10. Thus, this character starts with 11 hit points. And willpower gives sanity points, 55. We do have magic points as well, which is willpower divided by 5. Not that that'll come into play in this scenario, but hey ho. And luck is 3d6 times 5. Yeah. Whenever I've rolled 3d6, haven't rolled particularly well for them. So 40 luck points. Right. Now we move on to skills, and the book has some suggested skills for each profession. Now the occupation here I've given is reporter. You can have an investigative journalist or a reporter. Actually, I think investigative journalist might be a bit more suitable. I've been investigating what's going on. Okay. There's not a lot of difference between the two, though. So, occupational skill points here are education times 4. And I get to assign those points to skills that are related to the occupation. I'm having to look away to my book to confirm this, so I do apologise for not addressing the camera here. But investigative journalist has art and craft, art or photography, 1 interpersonal skill, which is charm, fast talk, intimidate or persuade, history, library use, own language, which is automatically set to your education anyway, which will be English, already set to education level of 70. And then you've got psychology and any other 2 skills as personal era specialities. So 280 points to spend. I have to spend between 9 and 30 on credit rating, which is your social standing, your income, your access to funds and access to people. And I'm going to give this character 20 there, leaving 260 points to spend on those other skills. So we have, I'm going to tick them temporarily. So we tick art and craft, we tick library use, we tick, what were they again? Charm, fast talk, intimidate or persuade. I'm going to give fast talk here. Reporter type, of course. History, library. I've already done library use. History, okay. And own language, that's okay. I've already put that at 70. I'm not going to put any more in there. And psychology, that's a good skill to have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 more. 2 more. Right. So why would this character be interested in what's going on? I think occult is a useful skill to have here. A natural interest in that. And ooh, access to the internet, computer use. There we go. Trawling the internet. So this is a character who might be a bit of a conspiracy theorist, perhaps. So let's get these points put out. Now, each character starts off with a certain level in each skill. That's going to be photography. Might as well fill that in now. And I'm going to put 35 of the points in photography. It starts at 5. Oopsie daisy. So 35 points takes it up to 40. And you can see these numbers being filled in to the side. Half of the skill gives you a good success, and 1/5 of the skill gives you an extreme success when you roll. automatically filled those in nicely for you. Computer use, I'm going to do the same here. Let's put 35 in there. So we've used 70 points so far. Fast talk, I'm just going to put 25 in there, leaving 165 points. Library use, let's put another 30 in there. I'm going to be left with some points left over to add into these, which will be useful. Right, let's put occult at 55. And psychology, another useful one. We'll put that at 50. Right. Okay, I've put... What I like to do is I like to go through putting sort of minimum levels in. And then have a few points left over. I've got 45 left over, but they've got to go in these skills. So let's up computer use to 50. Let's up fast talk to 40. Leaving me with 25 points. Oh, I haven't put anything in history yet. That's where the other 25 can go. There we go. That's fine. That's fine. Right. Already it's a perfectly usable character, but we're going to get some more points to put in. And these are entirely up to the creator of the character. And this is 2 times intelligence. Intelligence, as we can see at the top, is 65. So it's 130 points to put into whatever you want. Whatever you want. So I'm going to put in a little bit into handgun. A little bit. Maybe they've been to the occasional firing range or something, but nothing excessive. The party already has a few characters who are quite capable of that sort of thing. Dodge is half dex, so that's 32 at the moment. I'm going to leave it as it is. Leave it as it is. I don't see a lot. 32 is okay. 32 is okay. So where else can I put these points? I've got 110 to spend. What sort of interests would this character have? What sort of things would this character have learnt by trawling the internet looking for occult stuff and conspiracy theories and stuff like that? Or maybe they were simply a Cub Scout when they were younger and learned a bit of survival. Or maybe this is the whatever bit, the whatever you want. A little bit into drive auto, that makes sense. But I'm trying to be creative with the other ones. I've got 90 points to spend. Okay. Using the computer, I'm going to put these into electronics and electrical repair. The character is a bit of a nerd. So 40 going in there, leaving me with 50 left. Right. There we go. We have a nerdy conspiracy theorist who fancies themselves as being an investigative journalist. See down here, you've got damage bonus and build. These come from your stats up here. You need to have pretty high strength and size to get a damage and build bonus. This character's got decent size but low strength, so it stays at no damage bonus, build of 0. So they are effectively pretty average physically. Might be a little bit large and overweight perhaps. There's a big backstory page as well. Now, I'm not a big fan of backstories in general, but I like the players to flesh them out during play. But this is a one-shot, and I want to give my players something juicy to get their role-playing chops into, and something that will possibly cause personality clashes in the party, or personality clashes, or even bonds with NPCs. So let's go with personal description to start with. Pale, Very stereotypical. Greasy hair. Slightly overweight. Smells of stale tobacco. There we go. This is why the appearance is 20. Lives in a basement. Smokes too much. Low constitution. There we go. That fits. That fits. Ideology and beliefs. They are watching you. Seek the truth. Not want. Not what they want you to believe. Significant people. Now, would internet contacts. Operates on internet circles where these sort of things are discussed. Meaningful locations. The basement. McDonald's. There we go. Treasured possessions. Ooh. I'll let my player come up with that. Traits. Now, it's going to be curious. But quick to pass judgment and make spurious conclusions. Injuries and scars. No. Phobias and manias. Well, that's already in the ideas and beliefs. I can pretty much leave it there. Gear and possessions. Okay, he's going to have a smartphone. I'm assuming but the player might want to play a female character. I've left that open. I've left the character name open, so that's all up to the player. Okay, smartphone, notepad. Do things the old-fashioned way. Pen. And would he be armed? Yeah, he would be. Yeah. We'll have a small handgun as well. It's going to be one of the little guns that does 1d8 damage. I need to decide. I'll look up the type afterwards. But it's not letting me type in there at the moment. Oh, it's unarmed. That's why. That's me being stupid. It'd be one of those small 1d8 weapons, little pistol of some sort. We'll fill in the gaps when necessary. So what I'll do is I'll print this out, and if it's needed during play, because it might not come up, then we can look it up. So you have a range. You can some weapons you can empty the chamber very quickly, but you get a penalty on the attack, ammunition levels, and gun malfunctions, because guns can jam. So cash and assets, that spending level and all of that sort of stuff, which is over the bottom right of the screen at the moment, that all comes from credit rating. It's not applicable to this scenario. Not applicable. Just trying to think of a few other things that maybe this character might carry. A cigarette, papers, a Zippo lighter, and rolling tobacco. I'll leave the rest for the players. But okay, well that's very quick and dirty, very easy. That shows these character sheets. They look a bit imposing to start with. All these numbers and whatever everywhere. They're really not. How simple was that? How simple was that? I could now go through the sheet and fill in all of the other skills like this, because you do have a base level. You've got a 5% chance of understanding accounting, even if you've got no skill in it. 15% chance of being charming, 20% chance of being able to climb something, and so on. In fact, what I will go through and do this for the player, because it will help out. But look, fills it all in for you. It does make the sheet look a bit messy, in my opinion, but it's fine. It's fine. 20. I'm going to take these ticks out of the boxes as well. They're not needed now. Those boxes should be used when you're playing an adventure and you successfully accomplish a skill. Then you put a tick in the box, and at the end of the adventure you make a roll against a skill, and if you fail that roll, you learn something. Right. One thing I have done here, this particular player is a sort of player who leans heavily on listening and spot hidden. Am I being bad in putting no points in those skills just to push him out of his comfort zone a little? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. There were plenty of other skills on the sheet that are useful. Use those, and still 25% is okay. Still achievable. See where I've not put survival here. These sort of skills, you pick a type of terrain like survival at sea, in the forest or whatever, and you spend the points on that specific skill. You have a base skill of 10% in all the types of survival, and then you improve that particular field. Same with the sciences, chemistry, mathematics, biology, all that sort of stuff. You start with 1% in all the sciences, and if you want to improve a science, you have to specify the type of science. Fighting, brawling, for example, if I was to put in martial arts in there, you'd need to put that in specifically, or you've just got a basic 25% in it, and so on. Like, pick your language type. See what I did with the art and craft, various other arts and crafts, creative writing, painting, sculpture, all that sort of thing. They come under that banner. Anyway, hope you're enjoying your October as we move towards Halloween. I will be doing a lot more Call of Cthulhu based stuff. If you found this informative, then give me a like and a subscribe if you want. If you don't want, fair enough. We're playing plenty of Call of Cthulhu on the channel at the moment, so if you're interested in playing some Call of Cthulhu with me, then join my Discord. I've got a game running this Saturday. It'll be a one session scenario, about 4 or 5 hours. Currently got 3 players signed up for it, and I can always squeeze in on a Tuesday or Thursday night in the run-up to Halloween, maybe, if players are interested. Anyway, I've been the Old Geek. See you soon.